So I haven't watched Idubbbz in a very long time, like since 2020, so almost 4 years now, and I kind of just blocked him out, especially after he started going on his whole quote-unquote rebranding, the ruining of his career. So at that point, I became a, I guess, passive hater of Idubbbz, right? I didn't really make a video about him. I really didn't say anything about him because I was like, it could still be a joke. In my head, he could still come back. Because just because he was done with making content cops doesn't mean his documentaries weren't good, and then he stopped making the documentaries because of the whole Sam Hyde drama, which I'm just sitting here like, you could just make documentaries on like people you actually like. You don't have to continue making controversial documentaries on controversial people. But no, he's slowly but surely withered away into the husk of a person he is today. And a lot of people blame his girlfriend Anisa Jomha because for some reason her starting an OnlyFans was like the thing that like tipped this man over the edge. Because before her starting an OnlyFans, he was still cool, even though he wasn't doing any of his old content. Everyone still loved him. They just wanted him to do, something good, unlike the content he was doing for the most part. Because the content he was still doing back in 2020 before his girlfriend started up in OnlyFans was not what we wanted. Like, he did some documentaries here and there, and they were really good, and they did pretty good, but then he stopped doing them. But after he made the video where he was saying, I don't care if people jack off to my girlfriend on OnlyFans, that's whenever everything went downhill. That's whenever everyone was like, oh, the plot has twisted. And then recently everyone found out that he skipped one of his best friend's weddings, Max Mofo's, so he could comfort his girlfriend while she got I think a back tattoo, which I'm just saying, I think an adult can get a back tattoo while you go to a friend's wedding. I don't think she needed you there. For her to get a tattoo. Now, if it was like a major surgery, I think we all could agree that, yeah, you should probably be there for your girlfriend. But like, really, you skipped your friend's wedding for a back tattoo? That's where you're like, oh my god, bro, I would love to come to your wedding. I know we've been friends for years. We've made millions together, but my girlfriend, you see, she's getting a back tattoo on the same day. I just can't make it. Like, bro, imagine that. Like, you make millions with your friend. You love him. You're like, bro, please come to my wedding. You're like my best man. And he's like, nah, bro, I can't. My girlfriend has other plans. But yeah, everyone started to see that Idubbbz is kind of just pussy whipped, alright? The man has no autonomy at this point. He can't even go outside without bringing Anisa with him, it seems like. Like, if he goes to an event, Anisa's like lurking somewhere in the background. Ready to come out of the woodworks to, quote-unquote, defend her honey. Which means scaring away anyone that is actually a fan of his that's still remaining. So recently, Idubbbz decided, you know what? Let me at least try to make it up to the fans and even probably Max Mofo and, his friends, and come on the Cold One podcast and make a pizza with them. I saw this and I thought to myself, why does this feel so weird? Because I'm just sitting here, I'm looking at Ian and I'm like, for the first few minutes, he doesn't even say anything. Like, he doesn't even make a joke, nothing. He just stands there and he's just letting Max and Chad essentially take over the show as they usually do because it's their show. So he doesn't even interject like, hey, let me come in, let me say a nice little joke right quick. Yo, I'm gay, nothing. He just stands there as they're just like doing their bits. It felt so awkward with Ian just being there because it felt like he didn't even want to be there. It was like he was there out of obligation. He was like, well, I scheduled this a few months ago, so I might as well go. I ain't got nothing else to do. All my other events failed. It's not like I have any content myself that I'm actually trying to pump out at this point. There's nothing important in my life anymore. And so he went there and was just awkward. Like, the energy was just zapped out of the air. Well, not zapped out of the air. Max and Chad obviously had a fun time, as they always do on the podcast. But he's just there. Like, Ian is just like the third wheel there. He's like a cuck. He literally just seems like a cuck while two people are just having fun. He's sitting in his little cuck chair just like, alright, you guys. You two don't have too much fun now. All right, I'm gonna watch you guys. I'm gonna supervise here. And all this has came together in a new podcast that he decided to do with his girlfriend because he can't do anything without her. It seems like he's very much reliant on her 24/7 now. And you guys want to guess the name of this podcast that I didn't even know existed until I saw Sensitive Society and Pegasus talk about this. The podcast is called She Ruined My Career. I think that was a little too on the nose. I'm just saying here, boys.
Hello, everyone.
Bro, why are they giving her like a Dark Souls boss theme? If I was Anisa, I would be offended. I'm like, bro, I'm not that bad of a person, right? Like, come on, boys. Like, come on. Anisa Jomha essentially is the Melania Blade of Mikola of Ian's career. He cannot beat her at all. He just has to deal with the fact that she's that one boss he cannot defeat. So skipping a little bit forward in the podcast, because I know you guys ain't trying to hear this man drone on about, the remnants of his career whenever he was still making good videos back in the beginning of 2020. They essentially were talking about the roadkill video and how Ian got the 2020 plague. I don't even know if we're still even allowed to even say that word without getting demonetized on YouTube. And unlike Ian, I'm married to the money, boys. Me and money have a nice, beautiful relationship. But yeah, the part that we're skipping to in the podcast is about how Ian used to do, really good videos with Max Mofo in them. And now, in the newest video that Ian did with Chad and Max Mofo on the Cold Ones podcast, they're essentially talking about how they've grown past being childish. All right, people, they're too adult now. A 27-year-old man, he grown past that. Now that he's 30 something, he can't be doing those 27-year-old actions anymore.
This is all good to bring up because this is the type of shit that people expected you to do in the new Max and Chad cooking video. They expected you to eat dead birds, to I don't know, fuck a dead horse or something, do something shocking. But all you did was just make a pizza and laugh at Max and Chad, and you spat an egg, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that we expected Ian to do any of that. We just expected Ian to have, like, a personality during the, filming of this podcast episode. Because if you guys actually watch it, he is the only one that's just there. It's almost like he disassociated as soon as he walked onto set. He was just standing there just like, all right, boys, what are we doing? We're making a pizza? Pizza. I like pizza. Okay, cool. Oh, Max, don't put that on that. Okay, Max, you put that up there. He's not even like interacting with them. He's just standing there. Menacingly.
It's in the instructions, Chad. Also, isn't Ian meant to be back in middle?
Yeah, you're head chef on this one.
Also, we're gonna shave your head later. Remove element from base and make sure you wash the base. No. Go easy on the sauce, bruh. Read safety instructions on inside front cover. No. I need that.
Like, that's just so awkward. Max and Chad are running around having fun making this pizza, cracking jokes, and then Ian's just there, just like, all right, boys, let's get this pizza done. I gotta get back to my wife before her husband comes home. But yeah, let's continue listening to the She Ruined My Career podcast.
I've kind of been ignoring a lot of feedback, I think, from the audience.
Well, it's been hard because you have, in some regards, been gaslit heavily.
Right.
Like,
well, that's what I'm getting at. Is in general, it's very difficult to separate constructive criticism from hate sometimes.
As a YouTuber myself, I would say it's generally not that hard to disseminate between like, oh, this guy's just being an asshole, and oh, this guy's just being, he's being rude, but he has something to say here, right? Whenever people are saying, we want the old Ian back, we're not saying, oh my god, we need Ian to like jump off the roof of a building while eating a raw egg and skydiving with a parachute that doesn't open. We don't need that, alright? We just need the Ian that actually cares about content creation, because it seems like he doesn't even care about content creation. All of his new content just seems like it's devoid of life and any emotion. It just seems like his whole personality just got zapped out of him. And I'm gonna be honest here, I think the last person who should be talking about gaslighting should be Anisa Jomha, alright? I think she needs to be the last one to talk about that, because she's the one that gaslit this man into the podcast name. She ruined my career, because she legit ruined his career. So I think the last person that should be talking about gaslighting is the legit gaslighter. Because in my opinion, if Ian actually started to think about how his career started to slowly go downhill, I think he can trace it back to one person here, alright? He does a podcast with them, and they encourage him to continue to make trash videos instead of, his good videos, because he used to do unboxing videos. These unboxing videos weren't even that bad. If you wanted to stop saying, slurs and stuff in them, do that. You can make bad unboxing videos and not make a slur in them. He could have made more Kickstarter crap videos. There are legit scams out there that need to be called out. He didn't have to continue making content, cops. Like, I understand that maybe he felt bad calling people out. Alright. But like, bad unboxing, you weren't calling anyone out. You were just reacting to things your fans sent you in the mail. That is the easiest form of content known to man, and they already know that they're sending you bad products. There's no reason for you to feel bad about saying, wow, this is a trash item you sent me.
Good for you is another one. I think what made me especially sad about the Max and Chad thing is that, like, not only like a month after basically the video that you recently recorded and put out, when I watched it, when you were done editing it, I was like, oh, holy shit, like he's figured it out. Because I couldn't say anything to you about the energy change that you had decided to kind of like, I don't even think it was subconscious, I think. But the last like couple of years, I would even say, your energy has shifted in your videos and people would say it. And I think like I have talked to you about it before, but you are very much, and it's good that you're this way. You're very stubborn. You're not going to let somebody tell you like when you're doing something wrong.
Well, boys, it only took this man until he turned 30 before he decided he wanted to, I guess, not be an ADHD riddled man anymore. Only until he was 30 is whenever he realized he didn't want to eat roadkill for content. And also, I like how Idubbbz was saying before that, it's hard since, people on the internet can be mean to disseminate between constructive criticism and, people just being rude. Whenever your own wife is telling you, hey, you're acting a little weird. Usually, you're a little bit more upbeat than this. And instead of him realizing, oh man, I am changing. Maybe I should, at least try my best to keep up the good content so people can realize, even with this personality change that I'm going through, I'm still a funny guy, or I'm still like a cool guy. You guys still want to watch me. But instead of him doing the things like making more documentaries, some of the best documentaries on YouTube, he decided, nah, my mature ass should start playing with toys. Now, there's nothing wrong with making toy content, alright? I'm not going to be calling him out like that. But, like, he always makes it seem like he's, like, this maturing person, right? He's coming of age, finally, in his almost mid to late 30s. But then he starts making content about, like, toys and, like, chasing squirrels around. It's like, bro, no one wants to watch that. You're a grown man. Make grown man content. But I guess, like Anisa said, the man's so stubborn to where he can't realize whenever he's fucking himself over.
You're going to like ride it out until you come to a conclusion on your own. You had come to that conclusion, I'm pretty sure, the last video that you put out. So when I watched it, I was like, oh, holy shit, he's figured it out. I was able to like bring it up to you like, okay, now go look at the Cheez-It video and like tell me.
The Cheez-It video is such a great example
if you
of
could
that.
see the difference between this one and the Cheez-It video, and you watched it, and for the first time you were like, oh yeah, there it is.
It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird because it isn't in, like, it wasn't in my face at all. Like, I can see it now. I can see the difference, and it's really kind of sad because I don't. It's an energy and it's a vibe.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I think that's what a lot of people have been picking up on is like, oh, the vibes are off.
Yeah.
And I've been. It feels bad because I think I've been, for my own mental health, like ignoring that.
Yes.
Because I'm like, well, fuck, guys. Like, I don't want to, like, I think it's important to, care about the content that I'm making and care about the impact that it has. And I made that choice. And it kind of hurt to realize, like, oh, shit, like, now everything's different or whatever.
I like how it took this man to make a piece of content, I'm assuming, that's so different from the other garbage he's been making over the past few years to realize, oh, people were right. Oh, am being weird, and for some reason I am making trash videos. Like, did it really take you that long to realize that? But I guess he probably found his little spark. I haven't watched this new video that they're talking about. I'm not planning on watching it at all. I haven't watched his videos in the past few years. If he has something that goes viral again, I guess I'll watch it. But until he actually makes something that, you know, actually hits the trending page and I actually want to watch again, I'm probably not going to resub to him. I'm probably not going to watch any more of his content, because it kind of is shitty that it took him this long to realize that, oh, his fans are right. He is being weird. At least it seems like he's figured something out for actual better content than what he was making before. Unlike Overwatch 2. Click on this video right here to find out, is it over for Overwatch, boys? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below, how do you guys feel about Idubbbz right now, and especially Anisa?